Yeah, my wonderful people, greetings to you all. Good morning, happy Sunday to you all, and I welcome you all to this early Sunday morning broadcast. Well, today happens to be the 28th in the month of May, all in the year of 2023. In case you never subscribe to my channel, and you're watching me, please endeavor to do that as soon as possible. Make sure you turn on the notification button so that you'll be notified each time we go live or post something on this channel or another channel related to Okute Daily Talk. As you are watching, make sure you are sharing my messages and make sure that this video or this message or this news I'm about to broadcast, let it go viral, because a lot of people need to know this. Most especially the Christians in our midst, in the country or in the so-called Nigerian country. Listen to this breaking news. Religious persecutions. 18,000 churches. 2,200 Christian schools destroyed. And 50,000 murdered members. The reason or the issue or why it happened is because they are Christians in Nigeria following Jesus, according to them. So, my good people of Biafra, my good people of Christianity, anything where you believe say it work for you. This is the headline of our news today, and this is where we are going to pinpoint everything that is happening in that so-called Nigeria country or a nation or zoo, whatever they think to call it, because it is not really working well. There's a headline I saw this morning where the daughter of the so-called president-elect, he came out now and tell us the ally, the most trusted ally that his father has as a human being is Muhammadu Buhari. What does that imply, or what it signifies? It lets you know that no matter what you do, even if you carry this case or do this election 1 million times, as long as Buhari is still the president of Nigeria, that they must rig the election and this man must be pronounced winner. So what are we talking about? I think it will be going to the judiciary or whatever it's being called is just waste of time and waste of resources, because I know how much you have to cough out to pay all the whole sums going for that very case. But at the end of it all, my dear, I tell you the gospel truth, Nigeria is a nonsense country. That nothing is going to come out from that this thing. Since the president of the nation is the special ally, the only trusted ally to the so-called president-elect. So that means, my dear, in fact, I don't want to talk too much because it's too early, and today is Sunday, so I'm in a church mood. I'm in the mood. Please let us go to the reason why we are here. While I know they finish, at this point, 2023 is not looking any better, with a report revealing that over 1,041 defenseless Christians were slaughtered in the first 100 days of this year. Starting from Southern Kaduna, what is happening there is a call for all Christians to wake up to know, say that this 2023 and its incoming government carrying a jihad agenda against the Christians in Nigeria. The Christians in Nigeria and the world at large have to do what? They have to wake up to defend themselves. Otherwise, the waiting that happen for Afghanistan now will be it will be a story to what is about to happen to that so-called Nigerian country or that so-called Fulani government of Nigeria. At least 52,250 people have been killed over the last 14 years in Nigeria just for being a Christian. That is their offense. A new report published April 10 revealed. The report, titled Martyred Christians in Nigeria and published by the International Society for Civil Liberties and Rule of Law, that is Inter-Society, which is headquarters in eastern Nigeria, says 30,250 of those have been killed since 2015, when the so-called Muhammadu Buhari came to power. The report blames what is called Buhari's radical Islamism for those killings. Nevertheless, approximately 34,000 moderate Muslims were also butchered or hacked to death within the same period. At this point, 2023 is not looking any better, with a report revealing that over 1,041 defenseless Christians were slaughtered in the first 100 days. That is from January 1 to April 10. Within the same period, at least 707 Christians were kidnapped. The report further indicates that under President Buhari, 18,000 Christian churches and 2,200 Christian schools have been incarcerated. Sorry to say. The attacks on Christians have also led to the significant problems with regard to people being forced to flee from their homes, while more than 50 million Christians, mostly in northern Nigeria, face serious jihadist threats for being professed Christians. That is what I keep saying all the time. The jihadist agenda these people have is about to be carried out. Christians, they should not fold their hands and say they are praying. Praying never help anybody. You people to do what? Go out there and defend your rights. I am not, what do they call it? I am not inciting anybody to violence. But do what? According to the Igbo adage, so if you are folding your hands, praying Maria, my dear brothers, my dear sisters, and so on, just end up dying like fowls. Mostly in northern Nigeria, they face serious jihadist threats for being professed Christians. No fewer than 14 million have been uprooted and 8 million forced to flee their homes to avoid being hacked to death, the report says. Over 14 million people have been uprooted. Then 8 million have been forced out of from their ancestral lands for being hacked to death. About 5 million have been displaced and forced to internally displace peoples, that's IDP camps, within Nigeria, and refuge camps at religious and sub-regional borders. The sheer number of Christians and moderate Muslims killed or displaced has sent chills down the spines of many, including Andrew Boyd, spokesman for the Release International, which serves the persecuted church in some 30 countries. He described the report's finding as a staggering death toll. It is absolutely appalling that so many Christians are being targeted for their faith and killed in Nigeria, while the Nigerian government seems to stand by and let it happen. It is no less appealing that the international community appears content to stay on the sidelines and watch, he told OSV News. Meanwhile, Aid to the Church in Need, ACN, in its own report, has given a voice to the thousands of Christians persecuted for their faith, all in Nigeria. Mariam Joseph was just 7 years old when Boko Haram, a violent jihadist extremist organization, attacked her Baza community and forcibly took her and 21 others to the Sambisa forest, where she spent 9 years. She only escaped in July 2022, and she told her story to the ACN. 9 years of living in bondage, 9 years of torture, 9 years of agony. We suffer so much at the hands of these heartless, ruthless people, she told ACN. For 9 years, we saw the shedding of the innocent blood of my fellow Christians, killed by the people who do not value life. They murdered without remorse, like it is a normal thing to do. These 9 wasted years in the Sambisa forest cannot be forgotten in a blink of an eye. Wars cannot do justice to what I have gone through. This is a very sad experience. Andrew Boyd said his organization has identified Nigeria as a country of particular concern, but the figures of those being killed in the tens of thousands and the disheartening testimonies of survivors like Mariam Joseph cry out more clearly than we ever could. But he said the statistics were no doubt appealing, but they weren't surprising. Release International has been reporting year in, year out of the targeting of Christians in Nigeria by Islamist militants. Not only do Nigerian Christians face slaughter at the hands of Boko Haram and Islamic State, they are being killed daily by well-armed Fulani extremists, Boyd told OSV News, referring to Fulani pastoralists, people who have joined Islamic extremist groups, all in the name of looking for Christians to kill. He warned that there could be a mass exodus of Christians from Africa's most populous country unless the incoming Nigerian president take urgent steps to protect Christians from the violence of these jihadists. He said his organization was working with partners on the ground in Nigeria to provide support for suffering Christians. This includes trauma counseling and the rest of them. So many have lost members of their families and their homes. We are working with the trusted partners to bring some comfort and support. We are raising their voices and their concerns around the world, and we will continue to do so, Boyd stressed. According to the Open Doors Watch List of 2023, released on January 17, Nigeria is one of the most dangerous places to follow Jesus. According to the report, Nigeria accounts for 89% of Christians martyred worldwide. Ngala Kilinan Chimford writes for OSV News from all the way Yaoundé, Cameroon. So my good people, and I don't hear them, this message is for all the Christians out there to know what we are experiencing, to know what they are expecting from this government. That if care is not taken, my dear, the killings of Christians that started 8 years ago, that's 2015, will continue because this one is a jihadist government coming to take place in Nigeria. Muslim ticket. Even under the Muslim-Christian ticket, the Christians were not protected. They were not guided. They are not safe. Now we have Muslim ticket. And at the same time, a Muslim Senate and House of Reps is around the corner. Make una just know, say, because I know, say, a lot of Christians, where people they shout about this Muslim ticket. So people like Simon Lalong, who is a Christian, a governor of Plateau State, all of them came out and began to taunt most of us who is shouting that it is not right to have a Muslim ticket as the president and vice president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. But they said no, it doesn't mean anything. That it doesn't matter. Now it will really matter. Because now the Christians are them go suffer the most. Tinubu's daughter reviews her father's most reliable ally ahead of his inauguration. The daughter of the president-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu, Folashade Tinubu Ojo, has described President Muhammadu Buhari as her father's reliable ally. Nigerians report that Buhari on Friday led Tinubu on a tour of the presidential villa in Abuja. Following their observance of Juma prayers at the Asok Villa Mosque, they proceeded to the press gallery. As they exited the Asok Chambers waiting room, President Buhari introduced the area to Tinubu, noting this is the gallery where you will be meeting members of the press. In reaction to the development, Tinubu Ojo tweeted, "A very reliable ally, President Muhammadu Buhari took my dad at official bath around the villa as part of the handing over essentials that should be observed before he officially takes over. God bless the federal government of Nigeria," or "God bless the Fulani government of Nigeria." Tinubu Ojo was also present at the conferment of the honor of Grand Commander of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, on her father on Thursday in Abuja. Another news we have here, a stern warning coming from Pastor NIJA issues a strong warning ahead of Tinubu's inauguration in the Federal Capital Territory. Founder and senior pastor of Dunamis International Gospel Church or Center, Dr. Paul NIJA, has issued a strong warning to some self-proclaimed witches and wizards planning to storm the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja, on or for the 29th May presidential inauguration. NIJA report that preparations are on top gear for the swearing-in of the President-elect, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and his Vice-select, Senator Kashim Shettima, on Monday, 29th May 2023. Ahead of the day, the White Witches and Wizards Association of Nigeria declared on May 1st that they were making effort to storm the nation's capital city in a bid to cleanse and detoxify the environment as Tinubu and his cabinet occupy Aso Rock to begin their administration. The group spokesperson, Oku Oboy, assured the incoming president of a peaceful inauguration, warning those plotting to scuttle the event to desist. Reacting, however, to the development, Pastor NIJA, while delivering a sermon at his church on Friday night during the just concluded Destiny Recovery Convention, dared the witches and wizards saying, "We are in charge here." Okay, now, you don't come up from attacking the government. Now you're attacking the witches and wizards. Or I don't get direction. Or I don't get any direction. I just anywhere where breeze blow on a go. Now that place on a go stand. Waiting concern you and the witches now where they come to Abuja. What is your business there? And must you ever show people that your stupidity is very high? Must you? Come on, man. Pastor NIJA urged other pastors to anoint strategic places in the city as a spiritual battle against other forces. The renowned cleric declared dead any agent of Satan that dared enter into Federal Capital Territory for evil agenda. NIJA said, there are some agents of devil that said they are coming to cleanse this city. Anybody who is from the devil, sent from the pit of hell, that enter this city to plant any agenda of hell, if they are not cut off, then we have no right to preach. Let me see how you are going to achieve that. Every witch and bitches, lizard and the wizards, hey, we are serving you notice to let you know that we are in charge here and we are not about to change our minds, according to Paul NIJA. Pastors, we are going to take prophetic action in this city within the next 24 hours. Carry bottles of oil and go through the territory, anoint the ground and pour oil on this ground. Every agent of the devil who steps on this ground for a demonic agenda is a dead agent, according to Paul NIJA. Every agent of the devil who stepped into the city for the sake of Satan, the devil, as we pour the fire on the earth, if they trample on this earth and still survive, we are not serving the living God, according to you. How are you going to know if they come or not? Tomorrow they might come out now and tell you that we were there live and nothing happens to us. Yes, now, no be Nigeria. Fleeing terrorists attack Birnin-Gwari, abduct residents. Locals in Birnin-Gwari town in Kaduna State, the same Kaduna again, have reported a distressing incident where terrorists fleeing from neighboring Zamfara State surrendered the town and abducted several residents. The incident took place on Thursday night in a Gobirawa area of Birnin-Gwari, which is located near the NTA Birnin-Gwari. The incident happened less than 500 meters away from the Air Force Field Base in the Yaram, raising questions about the security measures in place. There are not any security measures. It is a deliberate attempt to wipe out the Christians in Kaduna State. All these things is happening all in southern Kaduna, just like the previous news I just read. The government have already put in place all they need to do to make sure that they Islamize Nigeria. The Islamization of Nigeria and Fularization of Nigeria is the next agenda of this coming government. Buhari has started his own. You know how many Christians died? You know how many churches been burned? Up till today, nobody have tell us what happened to those who went to church in Owo and massacred over how many people there. No one have arrested, no one was prosecuted. All we have is that there is a suspects on their list. Until today, those suspects are still at large. Abdullah Ibrahim Mohammed Amir, the chairman of the Burinengwari local government area council, held a meeting with the Emirate Council and security agencies in the area. Meeting upon meetings, still yet there is no result. Following the meetings, he issued a warning to residents, urging them to restrict their movements within the entire Burinengwari Emirate. As a precautionary measure, all forms of movement, including walking, biking, or using vehicles, are prohibited from 8:30 p.m. onwards. Alhaji Zuba Abdurrauf, the former managing director of the Kaduna State Media Corporation, and Dan Masani Burinengwari, expressed his distress and disappointment over the incident that happened. He had previously warned about the encroachment of terrorists in Burinengwari, but was not taken seriously. Abdurrauf called on government to address the security issues in the area and proposed holding a security summit to address the growing concerns. He also highlighted the grim reality that the terrorists have taken control of most of the farmlands in the central part of Burinengwari. This situation has severely disrupted agricultural activities and has made it difficult for people to farm. Despite the challenges faced by the residents, Abdurrauf expressed hope that the government will take immediate action to address the security situation and restore peace in Burinengwari. If na incoming government, let us hope so. But if na this government wey still dey, my dear, no hope. In the meantime, the local government council has implemented a curfew as a drastic measure to safeguard the community from attackers. Make una hear am o, we never start. Una still remember when the issue of insecurity is too high in Nigeria. What our president come to tell us is that we need to pray that God will help us to curb insecurity. Retire the commander for that matter. So to let you know that all these people going to the public offices, most of them don't even know what they are going there to face. Now make una see this headline. God will help me to carry my burden. Now God now ain't one rule for Tinubu tenure. He don't start to the call God. All these people, but when they will do bad thing, they will not call God. When they are rigging the election, they will not remember that there's anything called God or even God. But when they start to fail, now they will tell you that God will take charge. Now God has become a spare tire, according to them. Their own God, I don't know the God they are worshiping. The president-select, Bola Tinubu, on Friday said God will help him carry the burden of leading Nigerians for the next 4 years. Tinubu made a remark while noting that God will keep him in good health as president. He spoke with President Muhammadu Buhari. He spoke when President Muhammadu Buhari took him on a tour of the presidential villa. Tinubu said, "Help me, God, to carry the burden, to face the challenges, and keep me in good health, to be able to fulfill the dreams and aspirations of millions of our people." The Jew walked into the presidential press gallery of the State House after participating in the Jumat prayers at the State House Mosque. The president and his successor, followed by a large entourage of presidency officials and security personnel, were guided on the tour by the state chief of protocols, Lawal Kazaure. At the press gallery, which is an adjoining space to the council chambers of the house, the two leaders listened to their guide. Again, gunmen don't kidnap a Catholic priest. This one they happen for Imo State. A Catholic priest, Reverend Father Matthias Opara, has been reportedly kidnapped by some unknown gunmen in Imo State. Reports obtained by NIJA News revealed that the Catholic priest was returning from a burial ceremony of a colleague's father at the Izombe community in Oguta local government area when he was ambushed and abducted along Ejemekuru and Obako Road between Oguta and Mbetoli local government area. An eyewitness who spoke to journalists on the development explained that the priest was double-crossed and kidnapped along with some people in the same vehicle while driving back to Owerri. The incident happened right before us. We were also coming back to Owerri from the funeral ceremony when the incident occurred, People's Gazette quoted the eyewitnesses as saying. Reacting to the incident, the State Police Public Relations Officer, ASP Henry Okoye, told journalists that he was yet to receive official notice of the abduction. However, the Director of Public Communications of the Owerri Catholic Archbishop, Reverend Father Raymond Ogu, confirmed the incident to journalists, saying the priest was ambushed and later kidnapped. It was on his way back from Izombe. These guys came out from the bush and ambushed them. There were about 5 people in the vehicle, including the priest, but one small boy among them in the vehicle escaped during the ambush. The hoodlums took the priest and other 3 passengers away, but at some point they realized the other 3 to take his car, but they went away with the priest into the bush, Ogu reportedly. Nigerians understand that Opera's abduction came barely a week after government kidnapped the priest of the Christ the King parish, Ezinachi Ugwagwa of Diocese of Okigwe, in Okigwe local government area, Reverend Father Jude Madoka. It could be recalled that the Madoka was kidnapped while preparing for the Eucharistic Mass celebration at his adoration ground. A Catholic priest of St. Paul's Catholic Church, also in Isialamba, no local government area, Reverend Father Michael Asomo Oba, in Okigwe Catholic Diocese, was equally kidnapped in the April and later released. Kidnapping every now and then. This is a confession of that slapingitis man, where his name be Shehu Anekalakpokuti. He said, and I quote, "I was placed on a cold, hard floor," saying Kuti shares prison experience. Popular Afrobeat singer Shehu Anekalakpokuti has recounted some of the things he experienced while in police detention. Shebi don't collect update, right? Tomorrow you go see go slap again. Recall that Kuti was apprehended by the Nigerian police after slapping one of their security operatives on Third Mainland Bridge. The singer claimed that the police officer threatened to harm his family, hence the reason for his action. He was later apprehended and remanded in the state at the State Criminal Investigation Department, Investigation and Intelligence Department, SCIID, Bantiyaba, Lagos, on the orders of the Yaba Chief Magistrate Court. He was finally granted bail on Tuesday after spending 8 days in detention. Speaking via his Insta story on Friday, Kuti describes some of the harsh experience in jail. Let us see how. He said he was made to lie down on a hard, cold floor in the midst of prisoners. He, however, added that it was still better than sitting in the devil's house with politicians. Shehu Kuti, he don't flee Nigeria to Switzerland. Meanwhile, Kuti has traveled to Switzerland for a summer European tour. His departure occurred on the same day he was released from the custody of the Nigerian Police Force, Lagos State Command. Kuti's departure for Zurich, where fans eagerly anticipate his show on Thursday, was confirmed by a source who spoke with Sahara reporters. This news follows his recent inability to perform at a concert in Majorca Island, Spain, due to his detention by Nigerian police force. So my wonderful people, good morning to you all. Once again, I welcome you. Once again, I thank you for all your contribution towards my channel and towards the growth of my channel. May the Almighty good Lord bless us all. Please, and here we will come to the end of this very early morning news. If you never subscribe, please endeavor to do that as soon as possible. Make sure you turn on the notification button so that you'll be notified each time we go live or post something new on this channel or another channel related to Okute Daily Talk. Please let this video make it go viral, most especially in the Christian community. There's a lot to learn from this video and we have to be at alert. In other words, to protect our territory from invaders. So my wonderful people, have a nice day. May the good Lord bless us all, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. I am signing out. Bye for now. Que Messiano.